Good afternoon. Today in our marketing moment, we're going to talk about Gmail. Gmail offers a lot of options that can help make your business a little easier. Some of you may already know some of these tips, and some of you may still benefit from learning about them. So we're just going to talk a little bit about how you can customize Gmail and make it work for you. If you've never done anything with Gmail, your page is going to look very much like this. This is the general Gmail theme and settings. This is the default. Okay. So let me go over here to one of my emails. I have too many emails open at all times. All right. So I've changed the background for my email because I look at email a lot. I want it to be something I like. So let's talk about how you can customize Gmail and actually make it more helpful for your business. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the settings tab right here, and we're going to look. It's going to pull up quick settings first. Okay. Quick settings are the really simple, quick things that you can change, the things that most people want to change first. So right now we're on the default setting, but you can change it. Here are the themes. So maybe I want to have more of a natural theme. Um, I want to see nature. I want to feel like I'm outside, whatever. So I can click on that. Your inbox type. This is important. Everybody is different. This is something that you really need to customize based on the way you read your email. But you can have your unread emails pop up first. You can have your starred emails pop up first. You can create and customize a priority inbox. You can have multiple inboxes for multiple things. You can also have a reading pane that's split or not split. So right now this is a not split. Let me show you an inbox where it is split. I'm going to toggle um, to vertical split. So when I open an email, I can read the email and I can still see all the emails I have to go through. So that's called a split inbox. Whereas in my other inbox, it's not split. So when I click on an email, it opens, the full email window and I don't still see my inbox. That's just personal preference. It really doesn't matter. It's just how you would use it yourself. So those are quick things that you can change, but I recommend now that you go to see all settings. And let's just look at a few. It's going to open up default to general settings. But if you look at the top, the tab, there's a lot of other options. Okay. So general language, most of us are English. But just look through, our phone numbers default to United States country code. How many conversations do you want to show on a page? 50 is what it defaults to, but you might want to see fewer or more. The undo send, y'all, this is really important. Have you ever sent an email and then realized, dang it, I didn't include that attachment? Well, you can undo it if you think about it quick enough. So the default is set to 5 seconds, but you can up it all the way to 30 seconds. So if you forgot to add an attachment or something like that, if you remember within 30 seconds, you can unsend that email and then send the attachment. That way you're not sending 2 emails. That is a lifesaver. So go ahead and up it and give yourself the most amount of time to change your mind in the event that you send an email and you forgot something. We've all done that. So look at some of these other options, your default text style. Maybe you want your default text to be different. Sometimes you notice that somebody's emails, like I have a friend in her emails, the text is always in a different color. This is where you change that. So if you always wanted to do Coldwell Banker blue, if you always wanted, if you want your text to be, something different, that's what you do. I do not recommend that you do Comic Sans because people won't take you seriously, but that's just a side note. Always display images. Most of these are default settings like grammar suggestions, spelling suggestions, autocorrect, smart compose, writing suggestions, personalization. All those, the smart reply, if you don't know what that is, when you get an email, so at the bottom, let me pull up one. Okay, so this is one Becky sent me. At the bottom, these are the smart replies. And generally you get 3 options. So got it, thank you, received. It's just a quick reply. So that person knows that you got, whatever. So you can enable that and have it turned on, or you can disable it. It defaults to be on, but that's what it's talking about. The other thing I want you to be aware of is this is where your email signature goes. This is really important. And I've had a few conversations here recently about how to include your email signature or what to do or advice on email signatures. So this particular email signature is called my work email signature. So I can edit it or delete it. I can create a new email signature. I decide which one's my default. I really just need one. So you type in your information. It's very much like a Word document, so you can change your text. You can change the size of your text. You can bold it, italicize it, underline it. You can change the text color. You can add links. So if you want to link to your website, that's there. You upload the picture. You want it to align to the left. Generally, when you upload a picture, I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's going to be massive. Though when you upload a picture here, like your headshot, it's going to fill the whole entire space, and you're going to be like, "How do I make it smaller?" What you do is you double click on your image, and my picture is default to small. If I put it on the original size, it would blow up this whole little box that I've got to work with. So just put it on small. And the same thing when you put the logo in, then you want to upload the logo. It's going to be huge, and you just double tap it and click, I want it on small. I don't want it on the original size because it's an email signature. You want it little. Also, if you don't put your picture or you don't put the company logo, that's perfectly fine. Know that most people are reading emails on a mobile device, and sometimes images and things like this take a while to load. So you want to give them the basic information in text. Text is far easier to load than images. So make sure you've covered your basis with text. My name is Tiffany Massengale. I'm with Coldwell Banker Access Realty. I'm the marketing director. This is my phone number, that kind of stuff. You really want that information to be there and easily accessible. And then if you add an image, do understand some people, when you go between different phone carriers and maybe they haven't updated their settings. So they just get a default, this icon, this image didn't load icon. So understand that you need to have all your pertinent information in text. That's a pretty important thing. As we keep going down, yeah, most of the time you do want to show snippets of your email. That means that when I look at the email, it will go ahead and let me know just real quickly, this email is sent as a service from Back at You. That's what that is. So that's pretty important. This is your vacation reminder. So if you know you're going to be out of the office for a couple of days, this is really important because then it's sent as a response to people who email you. So if your people are emailing you and you want to let them know, hey, I'm going to be out of pocket for a couple of days, I will check my email, but I may not respond as timely as I like to, then that just automatically sends. And you can set your dates. I know I'm going to be from here to here. And then you just turn it on and you say right here, like, I'm going to be out of town. I'll, our relocation director, she goes on a cruise. So when she puts her, a lot of times she'll do a vacation thing and she'll say, I can check my email at night. I will be gone on vacation, but generally in the evenings, I get a chance where I can check my email because, on cruises, Wi-Fi and all that, it's not as easy to do. So, but she knows, hey, I can check it at night. So then if you send her an email, you get this nice message back that says, hey, I won't be able to check my email until tonight. So then there's communication and nobody feels upset that you haven't responded. Labels are important, I think, especially as real estate agents. So you can set labels for your inbox that are all the different things. Like I have labels for AdWorks. And when you email me and have a question and you need help, I file all those away under agent help. I do not file it in agent help until I have helped you. And it helps me remember and it helps me know and it pops back up if I haven't found a solution to your problem. Agent photos, there's all kinds of different labels that I have. So what would your labels look like? Your labels would look like 123 Main Street, your listings or, your seller's address, the buyer, once they go under contract for a certain address. You have, you could, a bunch of different ways. Okay. So setting your labels is important. Now you can create labels right here in this tab, or you can, I'll show you another way to do them. as you click on these, you'll see how I have a primary tab, a social and promotions tab. I could click here and get an updates or a forums tab. I don't need any more than I have. The other thing I really want us to do, and I find this to be very important, I want you to go to the advanced setting and auto advanced, and there's templates. I want you to enable templates for me, okay? When you hit enable, then you're going to go down here and you're going to hit save changes. What did that do? Let me show you what that did. So it has to restart Gmail. Okay. When you have a buyer that goes under contract, there is a list of things that now you need to do. Okay, we've gone binding. This is what we need to do with your seller. You've got this listing. These are the things you need to do to get your house ready, or this is what we need to do now that we're here. There's some things that are going to be the same. When somebody reaches a certain point in the contract cycle, you're going to give them the same information. Okay, and that's an email template. And people who work rental duty, I know in Warner Robins, are kind of familiar with these, but if you're not, this is how you do it. So we go to compose now that we've enabled templates. So you had to do that in settings first. And then we're going to say, congratulations. You are under contract. So you say whatever you want to say. You just understand that this email will be applicable to the majority of people in this situation. Once a buyer is under contract, this is what you're going to tell them. Or once a seller is at this point in the process, this is what you're going to tell them. Or once you get a renter, a rental inquiry, like in Warner Robins, they have email templates and they just send out an email that says, this is what it takes to qualify to rent a house. These are, our standards. This is what we look at. And that then weeds a lot of people out because they're like, oh, well, my credit score isn't high enough or whatever it is. And it's real easy and you don't have to compose that email every time. So what you do is I want you to create the email however you want it to be. Congratulations, you are under contract. Here's what you need to do next. Whatever you want to say. Okay. Then you come down to the bottom where these three dots are by the trash can. And now that we've clicked the template setting and enabled that, now it says we can see it as templates. So we're going to come over to this menu and we're going to save this draft as a template. Okay. And it's going to ask us, we're going to save it as a new template because I have no template saved. You can see there that it says no save templates. So we're going to save it as a template. And what is this? This is buyer under contract. Okay. Save. Okay, so we've saved this template and it's when I get a buyer under contract, right? Okay, so we're just going to toss this out. Now, I've got a different buyer at 134 Main Street, right? I'm going to hit these three dots down here just like I did before. I'm going to go to templates and look, I called it buyer under contract. I'm going to click that and it automatically pulls that up and I don't have to rewrite it every time. That's just going to save you a little bit of time. Okay. I know some of y'all know how to do it, but if you don't know how to do it and that feature's there, it shaves a little time off. It helps. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. You can say it just the way you want to. So you can come up with templates for, leads. If you get a lead in and you don't really quite know what to say, but then one day you find like something that just makes sense, their scripts, all these different things, save them as templates and send them out when you need to. That's pretty helpful. The other thing I want to show you real quick. So default, we're set up to primary up here, social and promotions, right? So somebody says, this ended up in my promotions tab and I need it in my primary tab. This is not a promotional thing. I need it to go in my primary tab. So this 210 home buyer's warranty. So let's say that ended up in your promotion tab, but you really wanted it in your primary tab. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to click on it and see how I can move it. I can move it to my primary tab. Okay, so I go to primary and there it is. But let's say it ended up in my primary tab and I wanted it in my promotions tab. That's all you do. So if something ends up in the wrong tab, just click it and drag it. It's really that simple. Okay, so those are just a few tips about how to utilize Gmail. There's obviously a million more things to do. But I hope that helped. Reach out if you have questions, and I'll see you next time.